Because this last night, when I set off, was lit up. There's lighting all the way along this path, and it runs alongside a little brook. But at about 10:15, when I'd finished walking around taking the photos, all the lights just went ping and turned off, including the road lights. So it was literally pitch black. So if you are going to come and do Carcassonne and you park in the camping air, you need to be back home at your van before 9:30. It's either that or you must have a head torch, because that last night weren't great. It was quite dangerous, to be fair, walking along the road, because there's no footpath and cars were still hurtling past. So a couple of times I had to step onto the grass verge. And France, they do like to dig ditches at the side of their roads, and I think that's to allow for, so they don't flood basically. Yeah, not good, but a fantastic way of conserving energy, people. France are very green. Lynn's got a pretty little orange dress on today.
Oh, thank you, Dean.
Looking very... You are looking very pretty.
Thank you, Dean.
I think it's amazing. It just blows my mind how that... It was actually restored, wasn't it? Because it was left for rack and ruin. In the 1300s, it was... I don't know, I can't remember what they call them, but it was full of... not people that worship the Lord, people that worship Satan, or they say the devil. So these Christians, these good Christians in the 1200s got together, formed a large army and stormed Béziers first, and it was a massacre. They slaughtered every man, woman and child in Béziers, and then they burnt the place to the ground. And they were crusading on to take Carcassonne, but they didn't want to destroy Carcassonne, they wanted to preserve it. So after a long battle, Carcassonne actually ran out of water, because there's wells inside the city, but those wells dried up. So they just the Crusaders just held outside the city walls until that water had gone, and people started dying because they didn't have drinking water. So in the end, they opened the gates, and they said that they came to a truce. So they made a treaty, and the citizens of Carcassonne were allowed to leave, but they were allowed to leave only with their clothes on their backs. They had to leave everything else. They couldn't take any of their possessions. I think they were actually told to leave in their pants and vests, and that was it. But they got away with their lives, and therefore Carcassonne itself is now still standing. It wasn't ransacked because the Crusaders wanted to preserve it, but then it did fall to rack and ruins, and it was restored at a later date. So all very interesting, beautiful.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Yeah, and then they've got the view of this one, because they've got this little wall here, haven't they? And then this is, I reckon it's 2 or 3. It's either holiday lets or they live in one and they're going to rent the other 2 out. But
gorgeous.
It's a beautiful building, brand new. It looks like they were going to have a swimming pool originally up here, but they've opted for 2 jacuzzis. So that tells me it's 2 properties, 2 jacuzzis. But there is another concrete pad. I think they could only just deliver 2 jacuzzis. I think there's another one coming tomorrow. Seriously, there's 3 concrete pads for, so it's free, I can't even say the word, properties. Those circles are perfect. Chateau de Ramparts, do they call it? With a French person, she doesn't even know, she ain't got a clue. She's just struggling to get up the hill, mate. Like a school trip or something, because they were running about here wild last night, all those kids that are having the photo taken. They were the only people in the city. The kids and the teachers. It's pretty cool, isn't it? The jacuzzis are going in. 1, 2, and they're on the 3rd. Way! It's a beauty, that hotel. Stunner. You can see we've walked all around this. Very interesting. It's a beautiful place. And then this, yesterday when we had a walk through the city, we walked around the front of this hotel and spa. It is just, it's stunning. It's beautiful. And look at your views out of your windows, and it's incredible. This place is absolutely incredible. Stunning, mate. And then you've got views, little cutouts all around the walls with views over the surrounding areas. And this place is just immense, to be fair. That was the chateau and ramparts of Carcassonne. Stunning. Got to be able-bodied because there's a fair few steps. Lynne will have got her steps in today by the time we get back. But what a sight to see. And we had an audio guide explaining how and when it was restored. The battles that took place there, so on and so forth. It was pretty interesting. I didn't think it was going to be as big, actually. Looking at it from the outside, I didn't think it was going to take as long, which is good because you know that you're getting your money's worth. So I do feel like I have had my money's worth. You know what I mean? You don't want to pay to go in somewhere and it literally take you 20 minutes. That's took a couple of hours. So well worth it. It was €9.50. So cheap as chips, really. So we're just heading back to the van along this pretty little walk again for something to eat. Because Lynne is absolutely she's wasting away. I mean, it's all falling off her as she's walking along. It's unbelievable. Bacon and egg, I think, is on the menu for today. And then we'll sort ourselves out. What time is it? 1:30, 2 o'clock. So it'll be 2:30 / 3 o'clock by the time we're sorted. It'll potentially be time to then pack up and leave, to be fair. Heading towards Perpignan, the coast, and Spain. So we'll see where the road takes us.